Hi, this is Attorney Mike Gravelin coming to you from Chicago as usual, and today we're going to talk about Better Call Saul, Season 4, Episode 6. It's called Piñata, and it's good stuff. Let's do it. To kick things off here, Kim's got a little proposition for Rich Schweikart of Schweikart & Coakley.
I have a question for you. How's your banking division?
Well, we have some banking work, but I wouldn't say we have a division.
Would you like one?
Meanwhile, Mike is working with Gus on his project at the facility and points out a few things that Gus missed.
Couple treadmills over there, barbells, weight bench. You build out a stock bar, beer on tap. I mean, they're German, so... Entertainment system here.
This next bit here really hits home for me. Jimmy finds out that one of his clients has died, and of course he was preparing a will for her, and it's not shocking she was elderly, but I can just relate to this. I've been through it, and you get close with some of your clients, not like your best friends, but you know them well. In this particular case, it was a client that he put in a commercial, and it was back from his days when he was doing bingo and learning elder law, and he knew her pretty well, and news of her passing kind of hits him hard.
Heart failure.
Oh.
Hello?
Did Clarence get the Alpine Shepherd boy?
As a result of the death, the heirs contact Jimmy, and this gives me a little opportunity to talk about some law stuff. And it's pretty interesting given the circumstances that he's in. Here he's been asked to help with the estate essentially, and he can't. He can't because he doesn't have a law license, and it's just horrible because he wants to help these people. But you can't even do it for free. I mean, it's practicing law. You can't. He wants to, for all the world, he just wants to say, "Come on over to my office, and I'll tell you how to handle this." But he can't. He doesn't have a law license, and there's just not a lot he can do about it.
Anyway, it's my busiest time at work, and Angie's doing the best she can, but I have to get back to Salt Lake. Are you on an hourly rate, or would this be like a flat fee kind of thing?
Now, Jimmy's not the best at following rules, but in this circumstance, he actually does what he's supposed to do.
I'm sorry. Not practicing any longer.
Oh, darn it.
I can refer you, though.
Here, Kim tells Jimmy that she's just been made an offer from Rich Schweikart. She kind of changes the meaning of the conversation a little bit. It was really Kim's idea. She makes it sound like it was Rich's, but in the end, it's the same thing. She knows it's delicate because it gets in the way of Jimmy's dream of them reopening the firm.
I met with Rich Schweikart today.
Really?
Yeah, well, they took on Gatwood, so I've been meaning to follow up. And anyway, we were talking, and he offered me a job.
Of course, Jimmy just hates this idea, but after taking a little time to breathe, he comes back, and he's a good soldier about it.
Yeah, so to Schweikart and Coakley and Wexler.
So here Jimmy drops by Howard Hamlin's office to pick up his check, and he can't help but take a little dig at him, and it sets up this episode's favorite line.
Of course. Yeah, I see a lot of empty cubicles out there. What's going on?
We're doing some reorganizing.
Just making the office a little more feng shui, I take it?
On the way out, Jimmy has more to tell him, and it's everything that I like about this show. He's actually sort of mean to Howard on the surface level, but he's actually giving him good advice, and he also happens to be correct. So it's sort of, he's being mean, but in a caring way, and he shouldn't care at all because of the past between Howard and himself, that they've been through so much, he shouldn't even care. But he actually, in sort of a rude way, is trying to help him.
Are you kidding me? I just referred a client to you guys. You're welcome, by the way. And you're telling me this place is falling apart? Get your shit together, Howard.
This next bit has Mrs. Nguyen, who's just one of my favorites. She's always good. She's always there to kick Jimmy when he's down. And she does so again.
What are you doing?
Oh, Mrs. Nguyen. Just, step right on in any time,
What's all this?
And here she just keeps at him in her charming way.
I thought you were a lawyer.
I've had a temporary setback.
Lost your job again?
Did you need something, Mrs. Nguyen?
Here Gus pays Hector a little visit. Hector is not woken from a coma, and he tells him a story about basically how he kept something alive as opposed to let it die because he wanted to torture it, and the clear implication is that's what he's doing with Hector.
My doctor tells me again and again that you may never wake. And yet, I wait.
So Jimmy's back out on the street now selling phones again, and of course he encounters the same three little thugs who rolled him from his first night's sales.
All of us here, just work with me. If you could just expand your thinking a little bit. You talk too much. All right, we got a man of action.
Of course he's ready for him this time, and he sets up this little trap for them.
You should have taken the deal. You're like the stupidest person I've ever met.
Here he informs them in a very elaborate scheme that they've messed with the wrong guy.
Didn't know I had friends, did you?
The takeaways for this episode are, the main one is that Kim goes to Schweikert and Coakley, and that sort of puts an end to the Kim and Jimmy law firm fantasy that Jimmy has. And the other big takeaway is that Jimmy is still capable of getting some revenge and is kind of getting his swagger back in terms of street cred. Here at Law Talk, we do a lot of videos answering common legal questions. We also do reviews of law in the movies and then on TV. We also share some of our more interesting cases. We're always putting out new videos. So if you like that, please hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell.